look at, speaking of Doc, how he's stacking his lineup tonight against the left-hander and Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. You've got Mookie and Freddie. They both missed the 2 games against the Cubs in Tokyo. They are in there tonight. It's Shohei, Mookie, and then Teoscar is the top 3. Freddie Freeman returns from the IL batting cleanup. Tommy Edmonds at second base. Will Smith does the catching. Michael Conforto, then Andy Pages, and Miggy Rowe round out the bottom third. Nomar, what sticks out?
Well, obviously, it's Freddie Freeman. You know, him back off the IL. That is huge. And then you can just see the domino effect where you end up pushing things down there at the bottom part of the lineup. We know those guys. Hopefully, Andy Pages, what we saw the last couple of days, gets him going.
Absolutely. You mentioned Andy Pages. Hopefully he does get going. He is so important defensively as well as offensively. And Miggy Rowe, we just talked to Max. Max has that night off at least to start the game. Miggy Rowe getting an opportunity tonight at third base.
Awesome. All right, so tonight Yoshinobu Yamamoto will make his 22nd start as a big league pitcher. He's an impressive 8-3 at 2.87 ERA. We've got a game preview with Joe and Ike from the booth coming right up. Plus, after a mental reset day, Andy Pages.
Here's the batting order presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Ian Happ leads off, and then the guy that has done the most to change things for the Cubs, Kyle Tucker, acquired from the Houston Astros, bats second, #1 in the National League in several categories. Seiya Suzuki, the DH, comes in red hot. Former Dodger Michael Busch at first base hitting cleanup, and then it's Dansby Swanson at short, Nico Horner at second. Local guy Pete Crow Armstrong bats 7th in center field with Shaw third, and Miguel Amaya doing the catching. Yamamoto has been the best starter for the Dodgers so far. 1 unearned run against a really good Phillies lineup last Friday to drive his ERA down to 1.69, and ready to make his 4th start tonight.
Threw extremely well against the Phillies. Relied a lot on that four-seamer. Threw 42 of those, and obviously he's that four-seam. The splitter will throw the curve as well. I mean, what will be important tonight, I think, is the Cubs have seen him once before. So how do they attack the splitter? And the best way to attack it is to take it.
Yeah, threw that more than he ever had against the Cubs in Japan. More than 40% of the time. The Cubs went just 1 for 9 against him.
Yeah, and again, when you start swinging at that pitch as a hitter, usually it runs out of the zone. One of the things he's been good at, though, is getting in-zone swings. And if he can locate, when I say locate, just throw that splitter over the plate, he will be a nightmare for the offense.
He's faced him already 3 times in his career, a couple times as a rookie. He's 2-0. He's got a 0.64 against the Cubs. So here's what we're talking about. The 1 for 9 against the splitter as he went 5 innings, gave up just 1 run. Yeah, got the win on opening day. Dodgers 10-4, coming off that 2-4 road trip through Philadelphia and D.C. Happy to be home, where they won all 6 games on their season opening homestand. Off we go, and Ian Happ fouls off a first pitch fastball. You know, pitching was the biggest reason for the 2-4 road trip. They had a +5 ERA on the trip. It was a sub-2 ERA during the 8-0 start. There's a splitter, and it's mostly on the shoulders of the starters because the bullpen has been consistently excellent. Yamamoto trying to pick this staff up and get things turned around. He's home with an 0-2. It's another splitter, and it misses away.
Yeah, one of the things, too, the starting pitching issuing a lot of walks, and that's something that this Dodgers staff just cannot continue to do as we move throughout the year.
Swing and a miss. 3 consecutive splitters, and that one works.
So the pitch that sets the rest of this at-bat up is that first pitch fastball where he gets ahead of Happ 0-1, and then it's just splitter, splitter, splitter. And like I said, if he's getting that anywhere near the plate, it'll be a long evening for the Cubs.
And it's going to be a full mouth at Jumbo Jacks tomorrow. Kyle Tucker, exactly what the Cubs were hoping for, exactly what the Cubs needed. Takes a first pitch curveball. They got him in a trade from Houston this offseason, and it's kind of like there's this impression that it's, wow, this guy's out of the middle of nowhere. Well, this is what Kyle Tucker was doing for years in Houston. It's just now he's out of the shadow of Altuve and Alvarez and Bregman and Correa. He's had that superstar production for years, but now he's the guy with the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, the offense is completely centered around him. He is the focal point. You see what he's done in his last 14 games. If you look at what he did last year, what he was doing before he got hurt, he was the MVP. He really was. I mean, he was having that type of season.
Sitting 290, had a OPS just behind Aaron Judge in the American League. Then he fouled a ball off his shin in June and missed 3 months. So you can understand why he was a bit forgotten late last year. This has been one of the most well-rounded players in baseball for several years. 28 years of age, former 5th overall pick of the draft of the Astros. For a few years, he was back and forth between the big leagues and AAA before he really established himself. But we're talking about a guy with 3 straight All-Star selections that is about to get paid this offseason. On a 2-2 from Yamamoto, he fouls off the splitter. 1 year for him and for the Cubs to get to know each other to see if this is perhaps, if you want to turn this dating game into a marriage.
Kind of feel like they've gone this far, at least Tucker's side, that, I mean, you got to explore things.
Right.
But Chicago would be a great place to play.
And the Cubs got to be looking at it saying, yeah, 1 year of him is excellent, but they gave up 14 years of control and some good players to get him. So while this 1 year, it's going to be fantastic having him as a Cub, to really punch it, to really make it feel like is worth that trade, they probably feel like they got to get him long term. He's worked the full count. Here it comes. A fastball, and it blazes by him. 2 up and 2 down, and a pair of Ks for Yamamoto.
He had Tucker guessing, did not anticipate a fastball, and perfectly located. So not only was the pitch a surprise, but the location was impeccable.
A nod to his fellow Japanese star here in Seiya Suzuki, who went 0 for 8 in Tokyo. He's hitting .346 since, and he's coming off a series against the Rangers where he was 7 for 11. On the 1-0 from Yamamoto, Suzuki takes ball 2. Got Tucker doing his thing. Suzuki's been really good. Several guys throughout this lineup clicking and scoring more than 7 runs per game since returning to the U.S. They've been patient. They lead the league in walks, but it's been a great balance of patience on balls, but being aggressive on pitches in the zone. Three and 1. Fly to right. Teoscar Hernandez waits for this to come down from the darkening sky and a beautiful night in Los Angeles. Finishes off a 1-2-3 first for Yamamoto.
The gear that celebrates the glory of last season's journey.
No score after an inning. To the second we go. Michael Busch leads off against Yamamoto and pushes a bunt foul. It's a guy who's known more for his pop. 21 home runs in his first season as an everyday player last year. First season with the Cubs. He's another guy who got off to a slow start in Tokyo, but has turned it on since coming back, hitting .300 since returning to the States. Man, that splitter. It's like it makes a right turn. It's like a remote control where he cranks it to the right.
Well, it's got some arm side run, and you couple that with being a left-handed hitter, the ball moving away from you, just so difficult to try to make any type of contact.
That pitch, that movement is what best explains why left-handers are 3 for 31 against Yamamoto. Same deal last year. OPS is 220 points lower for lefties.
Dodger fans will remember Hideo Nomo had that tornado windup. So not only did he have that great splitter forkball, but he'd also turn his back to the left-handed hitters. Very similar. Left-handed hitters had no chance against that forkball.
There it is right there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His third K over the first 4 hitters.
All right, I'm going to call it a splitter the rest of the night. That's because it's showing up here. I'm not going to say. But that pitch runs away from that left-handed hitter. Like I said, the best way to attack it is to take it. Don't even swing at it.
You make it sound simple.
Well, it's not simple, but the point is when you get up there.
High fly ball off of the bat of Dansby Swanson sends Pages to the track. No big deal. 2 out.
When you get up there, you think that, okay, I'm going to get one. He's going to leave one up there, and it's just going to hang, and I'm going to get it. And you have to take the pride out of the equation. And literally, if he throws a splitter, and it's not the thing of, well, I don't recognize it. You just sit on fastball. You literally sit on fastball. And if he can throw the splitter, God bless you.
2 gone. Base is empty for Nico Hoerner. The tornado windup you're talking about with Hideo Nomo, he started doing that as a way to impress his dad when they would play catch. Turning his back, dad said, that looks cool. And then Japanese baseball conventional wisdom was there is a very specific way to do things. You shouldn't be going against the grain. They tried to change him. There were some coaches that did, but he always went back to that tornado delivery. Created that forkball, or at least helped get his hand ready for it by putting the ball between his fingers, taping it up, going to sleep.
Jeez.
Late swing and a foul. Hoerner missed the 2 games in Tokyo. He was finishing off recovery from offseason forearm surgery, and he's done what he often does since getting activated. That is hit for average. This is one of the elite bat-to-ball guys in the National League. 11 games, he's hitting .326. Out of the 1-2 from Yamamoto. Extra pause in the windup there, and spikes it 2-2. Speeds a fastball in there. It's slap foul. It's 96 and 97, so it's already fast. But then it just looks extra sneaky fast because you got to worry about the splitter. Even watching it at home, even watching it up here, it looks extra fast. And occasionally they loop one of those bad boys in there. He hasn't used nearly as much this year as he did last year. It's just kind of back to the usage pattern that he had in Japan, where it'd just be a handful of those curveballs per game. Home with another 2-2. The 8th pitch to Hoerner is another foul ball. And so he's getting a taste of what makes Nico Hoerner special. A 27-year-old in his 7th season, former Stanford Cardinal. On the 9th pitch, takes a fastball that nails the bullseye for strike 3. 4 Ks for Yamamoto through 2. So I've been messing around in the Babbel app and just thought I'd show it off a little bit. What do you guys think? Now that's our friends at NHK. The call here. Yamamoto's 9 up, 9 down start to this game. Turns out, it sounds like 4-seam in Japanese is 4-seam.
Yeah, I couldn't really decipher that that call. Was that 4-seam?
I swear I heard 4-seam in there and a couple 4-seamers. Ian Happ starts this inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kirsten, how's your Japanese?
It's not great, Joe, but I do have a fun thing with you when it comes to calling the different pitches. So even Yoshinobu last year, he requested for his pitch comp to be in English because most of the pitches, as you all mentioned, it's the same in both languages. So He agrees with you. Four-seamer, or a two-seamer in Japanese, also in English.
All right. Universal language, pitches. He struck out Happ on a good splitter. Went with 3 of those in a row. First at bat. See what he does here on 2-2. It's a fastball and it's dumped back. That's where most pitchers go against Happ. And when they have this season to finish at bats, he's 1 for 14.
Well, he just went at the top of the zone with the fastball. I mean, it's got splitter written all over this pitch.
It was, and it was taken for ball 3.
All right, he surprised Tucker with that fastball down and away, the knees on a 3-2 pitch.
It's a splitter, and it's a devilish one. Strikeout number 5 for Yamamoto, who's retired the first 10 Cubs.
That's why hitting is so darn difficult. Again, if you're happy, you're thinking, okay, well, Tucker, I mean, he's a great hitter. He 3-2. He got that fastball down and away. Probably throw me a fastball.
It's Tucker back up there. First pitch splitter, fouled off. You mentioned him finishing off Tucker with the fastball and getting it looking. This is the 7th time this season he's gotten a strikeout on a fastball, and 5 of the 7 have been looking. So he's not the only guy who gets caught in there thinking, okay, I'm going to get a splitter with 2 strikes. Got to be ready to protect that. And then before they figure it out, it's by him.
Yeah. And he's done it to the right-handed hitters, too. He did Kyle Tucker dirty, and then he went and did Nico Horner a few hitters later. Same thing.
On the corner, strike 2.
That splitter tonight, he's had 10 swings, 5 misses. A lot of, as you mentioned, takes on the fastball. Right now, you're just hoping he hangs something because you got no chance. I mean, you're at his mercy. As a hitter right now, it's almost, I'm going to spread out and I'm just going to try to catch the ball with the barrel of my bat. I'm not trying to hit you. I'm just trying to catch it. Because if I have any type of aggressiveness, Yamamoto's going to eat me up.
Another 0-2. It is a splitter, and it's hit down the line, a fair ball. Tucker on an 0-2 pitch becomes the first Cubs base runner of the night. And, of course, it's Kyle Tucker, the Cubs superstar, with a double.
Tucker just kind of waiting back, and he gets that splitter. Wasn't a horrible pitch. It had some pretty good location, but he's able to just hook it down the line. Freddie making a gallant effort at trying to get there.
National League leading 12th extra base hit for Kyle Tucker. So he's into scoring position for Suzuki. Maybe the hottest Cubs hitter right here. Takes ball 1. Seiya Suzuki in his 4th year in the major league signed a record deal for a Japanese position player. So you got the guy that signed the biggest deal for a Japanese position player against the guy that signed the biggest deal for a Japanese pitcher. Waves over the top of that splitter, 1-1. And then there's the man that does both and is paid accordingly. On a 1-1, Suzuki pokes a base hit the other way. Tucker stopped at 3rd. And rounding first is Suzuki. Freeman's now got him. Flips to 2nd. Betts will run him back and tag him with an eye on Tucker to keep him put. Suzuki runs into the 2nd out. And the Dodgers execute the rundown without the runner coming home through the back door.
See, that's tough as your Suzuki right there, because you're thinking the minute you hit that Tucker, he's got good speed, that they're going to send him. So you're thinking, if there is a throw, I've got to draw it by going to 2nd base. But the minute Tucker's held up, I mean, you don't know that as the runner at first. Running around, you can't see it. So you're in no man's land. And Unfortunate for the Dodgers.
So it's up to Michael Busch, and a curve is inside for ball one. Cubs have been one of the best base running teams in baseball so far. Very aggressive, whether that's stealing bases or taking extra bases. Now, Busch was at his best here at Dodger Stadium last year in his first trip back after the Dodgers traded him. 3 games last year at Dodger Stadium. Homered, had 2 doubles, and knocked in 4. He's got Tucker at third. Takes a curve for a strike, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch. Pinpoint for strike 2. And the fastball command.
I mean, the down and away pitch to both lefties and righties. He has dotted that fastball when he's needed to.
See what he goes to here on a 2-2. Splitter out of the same window, and it looked like Busch was ready for it.
All right, 3-2 to a left-handed hitter. Tucker got a fastball. Happ got a splitter. If you're Busch here, you're going like, all right, let me guess.
Right, it's like I think he thinks, I think he
right.
thinks, I think. Fastball, splitter. Let's find out together. It is a splitter, and it strikes him out. Yamamoto strands Tucker at third. 4 greatest singers in Dodger history, whether that was in the clubhouse or singing the anthem. Ball one on Dansby Swanson in a scoreless game here in the 5th. This is Old Timers Day, well after his career was finished. Played in the Old Timers game, and then they tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Nate, our anthem singer just bailed. What do you think about singing the anthem before the game?" So in full uniform, he goes out there and does it. Filling in for Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, my.
Right? And prayers to Nate's family. Nate debuted against the Chicago Cubs. Put him right into the 2 spot of the order. In his debut game, singled in his first 2 at-bats. Three balls, 1 strike on Dansby Swanson. 6 Ks for Yamamoto in this game. That fastball has been dialed. 21 out of 27 for strikes. There was a lot of talk during spring training. Oh, Yamamoto looks good. This guy could contend for Cy Young. And it's like, well, that's good to hear, but that, typical spring training hyperbole that you hear thrown around. He's looked every bit a part of a Cy Young contender, and I have no idea what in the world that pitch was. At 95, moving like that?
I mean, it said sinker, and this is the thing. Dansby Swanson was 3-0. Takes a fastball, he just statued it up there. But then he gets a slider on the 3-1 pitch, which Yamamoto hasn't been throwing at all tonight, right? And then comes back with a sinker.
Dansby's thinking, I was told he didn't have a slider or a sinker. That's only the 7th sinker that he's thrown all year. It's only the 4th slider that he's thrown all year. So when he does that, this is a 6-pitch guy. Ball and a strike on Horner.
Yeah, that's not really fair. As a hitter, you're trying to protect just against that fastball and splitter.
That sinker, by the way, moved 14 inches to the arm side. That's exactly what the swing told us. I think almost hit him. 2-1. Curve is in, 2-2. And it's like every curve just completely locks the hitter up. Got a 20-mile-per-hour gap in speeds between the curveball and the fastball. And the variance in movements on these 6 pitches, it's all over the place. Here's his 2-2. Chopper, Rojas, 2 out.
Number 4, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong grounded to first, his first time up. Strike 1. Strike 2.
I mean, you got to get a splitter right here, right?
Splitter for strike 1, fastball for strike 2, splitter for ground ball, and out 3. Halfway home, and no score. Yamamoto and Boyd putting on a pitching clinic. Getting close to the end of the road here. 97 pitches for Yamamoto. 5 2/3 scoreless. Wow, big rip and a miss at a curve. It's down to 75.
Well, you talked about it earlier, Joe, the differential in speed, and it's almost 20 miles an hour right there.
Up at first, 2 away. 99 pitch from Yamamoto is an 0-2 to Tucker and a check swing foul. That was the cutter. Don't forget about that one.
I mean, you just go up and in with that cutter. Got to come back with that splitter, right? Down and away.
Yamamoto at his best, facing one of the game's best. 0-2. Drifted away, was the splitter. Kirby Yates getting ready.
More splitters.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
wrapped around the plate, 2-2. Yamamoto fires, and the count goes full. And so the runner at first will get a head start. Yamamoto into rare territory here. It's the first time that he's exceeded 100 pitches since early June at Yankee Stadium last year. Here it comes. 6 scoreless innings for Yamamoto. Nearly flawless tonight. Got a pitcher's duel going. Bottom of the 6th inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 6 scoreless innings for the Dodgers. And how about this embrace with Dave Roberts? Smiles from both men. And Matthew Boyd doing the same thing for the Cubs. Mookie Betts sends a high fly ball to center field for Pete Crow Armstrong. The difference is how efficient Matthew Boyd has been. Just 69 pitches into this game with one away in the sixth. So this is coming into the inning. 67 for Boyd. Yamamoto's pitch count got run up there. Some foul balls against him that ran it up a little bit, but hard to nitpick tonight. 9 strikeouts, only 2 hits.
No, when you talk about what Yamamoto has done so far in this early part of the season, starters that have gone 6 innings plus this year for the
ロサンゼルス、ドジャースの若きエース、山本由伸がまたしても圧巻の投球を見せつけた。4月11日、日本時間12日、本拠地ドジャースタジアムで行われた試合で、山本は6回を投げ抜き、被安打わずかに、無失点、9奪三振という完璧な内容でチームに勝利をもたらした。今季2勝目を挙げたこの試合での彼の防御率はついに 1.23 にまで低下し、その存在感はまさに、絶対的エースにふさわしいものとなっている。試合開始から圧倒的なテンポと緩急を武器に、相手打者を次々と封じ込める山本。初回から力強いストレートと切れ味鋭いスプリットでバッターを圧倒し、わずか10球で三者凡退。スタジアムに集まった観客はその立ち上がりに驚嘆の声を上げた。まるで日本プロ野球時代の無双を思い出させるようなそのピッチングに、ドジャースファンの期待は一気に高まった。特筆すべきは、その緻密な制球力と大胆な攻めの姿勢である。この日の山本は103球を投じ、うち64球がストライク、四球はわずかに1つだけという驚異的な安定感を見せた。相手打線に付け入る隙を与えず、淡々とゼロを積み重ねていく姿は、まさに芸術の域に達していた。試合後、ドジャースのロバーツ監督は、彼が持つ冷静さと攻撃的なマインドは、まるで百戦錬磨のベテラン投手のようだ。今日は本当に助けられた、と語り、その信頼の厚さを改めて示した。実際、開幕からの3試合で防御率 1.23 という驚異的な数字を叩き出している山本は、すでにメジャーリーグの打者たちに、脅威として認識されている存在となっている。さらに、観客からは、日本の宝がメジャーを制圧している。まるで魔法のようなピッチングだった、といった声が多く上がっており、その圧巻の投球内容に SNS 上でも称賛の嵐が巻き起こっている。中には、全盛期の野茂英雄やダルビッシュを超えたのでは、といった過激な意見も飛び出し、山本の注目度は日に日に高まっている。この試合で印象的だったのは、ピンチらしいピンチが一切なかったという点だ。3回に唯一の四球を許した場面でも動じることなく、続く打者を力でねじ伏せ、マウンド上での堂々たる佇まいを見せつけた。投球フォーム、ボールのキレ、テンポ、メンタル、すべてにおいて完璧に近い内容であり、敵将も試合後に、彼に勝つには全打者が完璧なスイングをするしかない、と脱帽した。日本時代には沢村賞3度、無四球完封多数という実績を誇る山本だが、メジャーの舞台でもその輝きは全く色あせていない。むしろ異国の地で新たな進化を遂げているようにも見える。今後の登板がますます楽しみであり、シーズンを通してどれだけの伝説を積み上げていくのか、期待は膨らむ一方である。そして、試合後のインタビューでは、山本は淡々とした口調で、一つ一つ、やるべきことをやっているだけです。チームの勝利に貢献できて嬉しいです。と語った。その謙虚な姿勢と飾らない言葉に、アメリカの記者たちも感銘を受けていたようで、この若者は実力も人間性も超一流だ、と称賛していた。ドジャースはこの試合の勝利で連勝を伸ばし、リーグ西地区の首位争いにしっかりと食い込んでいる。中でも山本の活躍はまさに、勝利の方程式の中心に位置づけられており、今後のローテーションでも欠かせない存在であることは間違いない。日本から海を越えてやってきた若き右腕が、メジャーリーグの大舞台で見せる堂々たる姿。そのピッチングはまさに、希望そのものであり、野球というスポーツの魅力を世界中に伝えている。これからも山本由伸から目が離せない。この動画が気に入った方は、ぜひ、いいね、と、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。